digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh, I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Thfc to a Die Home Top, past, present, and the exciting future under Roberto De Zerbi. Joining me tonight, of course, is the man that needs no introduction the world over. He is known in many circles. He's known in the White House for being Donald Trump's right-hand man. He is known in 10 Downing Street as the man that wants to take down Keir Starmer. And he also is known in Tottenham worlds as the man that wants to take over from Johan Lang and done it successfully because Lang is still there. Of course, he is my old mucker. It's great to have him back on the show. It's the one and only. He's not just little James. He's not a middle James either. He is big James, and he puts big meeks to shame. James, how are you, bud, this evening?
Good evening, Dermo. Thanks very much for that lovely, warm introduction. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be doing a show with you, my friend.
Yeah,
Not done
it's
one in a
been
while.
It's been a
It
long
really
while.
has.
Yeah. No,
Um,
seriously, he's been in America. He's trying to derail Donald Trump. That's what he's been doing. And that's why he's been floating between America, the White House, and 10 Downing Street. People want to know that's what he's been doing. He's got a new job as 003 3/4. He's yet to make the big time, but he will get there. Look, interesting. I suppose we want to start with the breaking news over Luca, a £45 million bid put on by Fab for Fabrizio Romano. Look, you don't want him to go. You want him to stay, and you make a very good argument, which you will put forward in a minute. My counter argument to that, and I'm going to bring it first, is he in De Zerbi's plans? Is he a player for De Zerbi? And if you look at the centre backs we do have, is his pathway close? So would a move be that? Would the move be the worst? Not be the worst thing in the world for him? But I know you want to keep him, so I know you're going to defunct that argument.
Look, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about him. I mean, we were sold a dream on him when we signed him, and he was the next big thing coming out of Croatia, and he obviously stayed in Croatia till he was able to join us officially because of his age. He had to be 18, and then when he signed at 18, the management flux that happened, certainly with Postecoglou, Thomas Frank, Tudor, and De Zerbi, I would have imagined all all of them have had a good look for tapes coming out of Hamburg. If he's not in De Zerbi's plans right now at 19, if De Zerbi honestly looks at him and says he's not going to make it as a Premier League defender, he must be seeing something clearly I'm not seeing.
Yeah.
And I think that if he's not in De Zerbi's plans right now,
When will he
rather than sell him, let's
be?
give him another loan. You've got to think of the way I think about it is you look at Harry Kane. Harry Kane was loaned and loaned and loaned and loaned until he was in his like early 20s. 23, 24 Harry Kane was. Before he even started getting a little bit of a sniff around the first team.
Yeah.
But when he did, boy, did he come in and he come in massive. And I can see that with Luca. You get him another loan to another. Okay, fair enough, and you don't loan him out maybe to Germany, but out to the Bundesliga. Or if you do loan him back to the Bundesliga, you put him in a team that's a bit stronger, or you send him to another Premier League team, or you send him to Spain, somewhere where he's going to cut his teeth a little bit differently, and you give him another year to develop at 20. Because centre backs don't reach their peak. I mean, the average peak age for a centre back is between 28 and 32.
It is, yeah.
So let's be honest about this. If we're going to be brutally honest, selling a 19-year-old who's already showing massive signs of a player. I mean, 45 million for me would be like bargain of the century.
Yeah.
Absolute bargain of the century. So yeah, I mean, look, I think if he's still selling, if he's not in De Zerbi's plan this season, get him out on loan. Don't sell him. Get him out on loan. Let him go do his thing and let him get first team football somewhere else.
Yeah, I get you on that, right? I do get you on that. Sorry, I'm just having a bit of a tech issue here. But if you do look at the likes of Mikey Moore, if you look at other people as well that keep being loaned out, that will damage their development at some stage. And nobody will know then, what is this kid like the Premier League? If I'm going to go down your route of loaning them out, I would loan them out to a lower Premier League club, like an Ipswich or a Coventry, where you know he's got the talent. He's going to be the probably better player out of what's there, and he will get consistent game in the Premier League. Then Tottenham can have a good look at him. How does he stack up in the Premier League? How does he play with the physicality of the Premier League? No disrespect to the Bundesliga, but the Bundesliga is no Premier League. It's not as physical as the Premier League.
No, it's not.
So,
and I agree. I 100% agree with you on that, Dermo. I don't disagree with you at all on that one.
So where are you going? Where do you think? I mean, I think a loan to a Premier League club would be an Ipswich or a Coventry. Might be the best thing for him, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, even possibly Leeds or Fulham. Yeah, Philip Brady even says it. Loan Buskovich do not sell him. I agree, Philip. 100%. I agree. Somebody where Bournemouth, Brentford, somebody where he's going to be able to get regular first team minutes in the Premier League. And I agree. I think that's what he needs. But you've also got to, you don't want him to be in a team that's going to be completely overrun in the Premier League, and then it makes him look bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
You've got to give him a fighting chance. You've got to give him a fighting chance with regards to where you place him. So yeah, I mean, look, I that's my stance. If he's not going to be part of the first team plans, and you've got to think we've got no European football this season, so
No, that's true.
I mean, already sitting. If you're going to think, I mean, yes, Dragusin is tipped to be sold, Romero's tipped to go, but even taking those two out of the equation, that's still leaving Danso, Van der Ven, um, Sensi, Robertson, Porro, Doggy, Ben Davis. That's still quite a stacked squad of defenders. I feel like I'm missing one. Maybe not. I feel like I'm missing one, but I might not be. But so you got to think: how much game time is he going to possibly get? And you think for his ability to make it into first team football, yes, he might get the minutes in the cup game, um, in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup, in the early stages. But as soon as those rounds start to get into the latter stages, is De Zerbi going to see it as a trophy opportunity? And then he thinks, right, I'm going to have to start naming a stronger 11. I agree, Philip. Um, he did look good in the Premier in the Bundesliga. I've seen some of his highlights in the Bundesliga, and me and Dermot were discussing this off stream. But he was named the third best player in the Bundesliga,
Hmm.
and you don't just sort of throw that kind of player away. Yes, like it's been said, can he cut it in the Premier League? But the only way to find out if he can cut it in the Premier League is give him a chance to cut it in the Premier League
Yeah.
without selling him. Do you know what I mean? If we sell him and he can cut it in the Premier League, then we've lost him. He's
Mm.
gone. It's not like we can, unless you put in a buyback clause. And if you're putting in a buyback clause, Brighton are going to put a hefty fee into that. They're not going to want to sell him for 10 million more. If he comes in and develops, and Spurs go, okay, he's got a 3-year contract. We've got or he's got a 5-year contract with Brighton. Let's wait until give him 3 years at Brighton, watch him develop, and see how he comes along. If he becomes a world class defender, and Brighton are going to have had probably at least a double what they paid for him. So if it's 45 million, then doubling it, it's going to be 90 million to bring back a player we could have potentially just kept and sent out to other clubs on loan. Did I
I
not
look.
say a doggy, Philip?
Yeah.
I probably was a doggy.
Yeah. There is a Dogu. A Dogu could be going to Juventus. There is talk around 50 million, which I think is an awful
Yeah.
lot. Now, I would just want to welcome a few people in. I'm sorry my camera's not on. I'm having a few technical issues with my new camera. So we will bring it in. I want to say big up to Giant68, big up to Wayne Bonner as well, big up to Wayne, big up James, big up to Scott. Hope you're doing well, bud. Good win for you last night in the World Cup as well. 6-0 against Qatar. Wow. And do you know what? And I know the US, let me check. Are they 1-0 up?
What?
Are
I
the
think they
US
are,
1-0 up?
Sorry, what?
The football. Give me the score.
What about it?
What's the score?
Oh no.
1-0 to the US. There you go. You got some good news, and maybe not. In a minute, Giant. So we're going to do that. Big up USA just go. Big up to Philip. Big up to you. Hope you're doing well, Philip. And yeah, his agents don't want a loan, but they want to be the best. But yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Philip, 100%. Right. these are the possible outs for Tottenham this summer. This just dropped in the last few minutes. Mickey van der Ven to Liverpool is an option. Vicario to Juventus. Bergville and Ashley Phillips could be the ones out. James, out of them possible outs, we're not surprised about Vicario. We know
No.
I was told Van Dijk could be leaving Liverpool, so that's why they might be going into Mickey van der Ven.
Yeah.
Do you think with Van Heckel being signed from Brighton and Sensini as well, do you think that's the new partnership at Tottenham with either Romero and Van der Ven, either one of them leaving or both leaving? Do you think out of that, where are you going on that?
I think it'd be ridiculous. I think it'd be silly to sell both Van der Ven and Romero. Look, Van der Ven didn't have the greatest season last season.
No.
But let's be honest, the team didn't have the greatest season last season. I think Van der Ven has shown his quality. And I think he should be staying. There is talks of a new contract as well for Van der Ven.
Talks are stalled on that, by the way, just to give you an update.
Yeah, no, I do know they have stalled. I think he wants I think he wants like a non-European release clause put into his contract, and Spurs are not happy about it.
That's fair.
I believe that's what that's the sticking point. So excuse me, sorry. And I agree, Philip. Do not sell Mickey under any circumstances, and especially not to Liverpool. Definitely not to Liverpool. We're strengthening a rival. I know that sounds crazy saying it, but we're strengthening somebody we're going to be playing, but we ideally want to be challenging for, because Liverpool are going to challenge for trophies next season. I think Iriola going to Liverpool is an amazing little bit of business from them, and I think he's going to do really well there. So I think Liverpool are going to be there or thereabouts, and we're probably going to go deep into cups. And I think that by selling Van der Ven to Liverpool, I think it's football and suicide.
Yeah. I sort of look, my camera's playing up, so I have to have my camera off tonight. Sorry, guys. Look, for me and Mickey van der Ven, I would rather Romero go than Van der Ven. Being honest, that's how I would happy. Look, if somebody's going to offer you over 100 something million for a player, would it be too good for Tottenham to turn down if Tottenham desperately need money for transfers? Then do you turn around to or if you say the money's too good, but you sell Romero and you say to Mickey van der Ven, look, we could accept this, but we're going to give you what you want and make you captain. I think that would be the sweetener. I think if they said to him, right, give you what you want, but we're going to make you team captain, I think that would be the icing on the cake. I don't think he does leave. I think there will be, there's always interest in players anyway. And I do feel that with Mickey van der Ven, he may have had a bad season last year, but he's still a quality player. But one thing he's got over Romero, do you know what? Van der Ven shows loyalty to Tottenham, where Romero didn't. And I look, what really angered me the other day was seeing Romero turn out for Argentina. I think, well, you're fit enough now to play in the World Cup, but you weren't fit enough when we really needed you. Vicario, look, I think that's going to go. There was a talk around 30 million from Juventus for Vicario, which I think is a bit low, but I think that's going to get done. There's a lot of talk with Spurs fans with Bergville.
Did you say, Dermo?
Yeah, 13. Yeah, 1-3.
Yeah, I would say that's a decent deal. Yes, a bit on the low side, but
Yeah,
given I given the money that's available in Italy, of course, and the fact that Juventus aren't the financial powerhouse they once were,
yeah,
I think 13 million for a goalkeeper that's shown that can be quite disastrous, would
yeah,
be a
yeah.
word.
No, I agree.
Um,
I agree.
so yeah,
Um,
so I mean, I would take 13 million. Jesus, I'd
mm,
take 10 million for him. To be fair,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't actually remember how much I sold him for on my recent Football Manager save. I think it was round. Oh, I do remember now. I sold him for 26 million to Newcastle. I mean, more for that.
Exactly. Look, we've got just make sure this is yeah, okay. We have Bergville. He could be out the door as well. Um Look, there's a lot of fans out there but quite happy to see Archie Gray and Bergville go. I know when we
Yeah,
bought Bergville, Philip Brady raved about this player. And I think last season, out of all the midfielders, Archie Gray and Bergville showed a lot of heart and a lot of
yeah,
determination. Now, were they the best players in the world? No. Did they make mistakes? Yes. But when you buy these players, they're not expected to go into the first team and play more or less as a starting midfielder. They're brought in as a squad player to give players a rest and come on the substitutes and get a bit of experience playing in the Premier League.
yeah,
Now, we had the argument and about Archie Gray getting Player of the Year. I think he deserved it. I think he done better than Paliunia. He done better than other players. There is the argument that Paliunia scored goals. Well, if you're going down that option, then Richarlison was our top goal scorer. Then he deserves
yeah,
player of the Year. And this was
yeah,
voted
yeah,
on by fans, by the way. I think a bit like Luca, I think it'd be ridiculous selling Bergville because I think Bergville
yeah,
is an absolute talent. There is word he could be going to Chelsea, and you need to be asking the question why would you want to go to Chelsea? Are you gonna get game time there? The answer to that is no. But there is talk also of Papa Sarr going to Brentford. So if you were De Zerbi, and this is for the guys as well in the chat, people in the chat as well, would you keep Bergville and sell Sarr?
yes,
Yeah, that's I
yeah.
yeah, I thought you might say that, and I think
I
that
don't get me wrong. I like Pat Matisser. I
mm,
think he's a good player, but I
yeah,
think he's kind of hit his ceiling
yeah,
um, at the moment, and it's going to take quite a bit for him to break that ceiling.
mm,
And I think Bergval's got a higher ceiling altogether than Papsar,
I do.
and I think and Archie Gray I think has got a higher ceiling than Papsar because Archie Gray and you see the thing is Papsar and Bergval are similar in certain respects, but I
Hmm.
would compare more Papsar to more Archie Gray, more of a DM, more of a six than an eight.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, so
I
yeah,
get it.
I would see I would see Saar and Gray more as the sixes and
Mm,
Bergval as the eight, with um, Benton Kerr more of an eight. He's more progressive slightly. Yeah.
Somebody put it to me today, and I sort of agree with this sentiment, right? And it was put this way: if everyone was so praising Paliunia, right?
Mm,
How come they haven't done the deal yet? How come they haven't done? Yes, we know they're trying to knock down the price, But if he was such a great player, how come Tottenham haven't signed him up already? It's quite an easy deal to do. And, and it does make you wonder that these people that don't rate Bergville, that don't rate Archie Gray, and they keep praising these players. Some of these midfielders didn't turn up halfway through the season, James. They never turned up. They didn't put performance in, they didn't care. And you look at the young lads that came in, and you would have thought, what would a Mikey Moore done on the left for us last season? If he hadn't gone to Rangers, what would have a real Lancashire have done up front for us instead of a Solanke or a Ritchie? What would have a Ashley Phillips?
Or Kolo Muani.
Yeah, exactly. Look, no disrespect to Morani, no disrespect to him at all. I don't think the Premier League's his level. I think he's more of a French or he's more of an Italian style player. Now, if you look at talking about Ashley Phillips and Mikey Moore and Will Lancashire, there is talk about Will Lancashire going out for 20 million. There is talk also of Mikey Moore could be going back to Rangers or going on loan to a Bundesliga side. Look, I think at Tottenham we're really bad when it comes to promoting our youth team. We never used to be like that. I can go back to the 90s, same as you, probably. Nicky Barbie came through the youth academy. John Hendry, is it John Hendry? Was that his name? John
Hendry, yeah. John Hendry, Darren Kasky.
Yeah. Him who should not be named.
Yeah. Ledley King, he came through the youth team.
You go back to the 80s, you had like Glenn Hoddle in the 70s and 80s. Glenn Hoddle came through, Steve Perriman came through our youth academy. You know, a lot of these, I think Alistair Dick as well came through. There was a player called Ali Dick. Swear to God there was. I'm not lying, there was a player called Ali Dick. What a name, bless him. Mickey Hazard came through our youth academy as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players that came through our youth academy, James, that really stood out and it made it. But over the last few years, Tottenham have had this attitude for the last 10, 15, 20 years maybe. I've keep loaning out players, loaning them.
Yeah.
And I think it damages their potential. I think it does damage, because if you want them, James, to play at Premier League level, then why don't you put them in at Premier League level?
Yeah.
I mean, Mikey Moore, what's your thoughts on him? I agree with Philip. Mikey Moore has to be kept, but maybe Mikey Moore might want to move. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Mikey is still only young. He's only 18. I think another loan.
Yeah.
And I think to probably a stronger league than the Scottish Premiership.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Scottish Premiership, but if you're going to compare the Scottish Premiership to, say, the Bundesliga is a stronger team. The Bundesliga is a stronger league, sorry. I'm going to put a poll in the chat, by the way, Dermo. I'm going to put, should Bergvall be sold or loaned? Vote option 1, sold, option 2, loaned. Or in fact, we'll add keep at the club as well.
Yeah. Well, I think his loan is gone. I think he has gone back now to.
Bergvall?
No, not Bergvall. No, Morani's gone back. His loan's finished.
Yeah. No, I was on about Bergvall. Yeah. There we go. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
somewhere.
the outgoings, James. This is the ingoings. Of course, we've got Noah Green, Tonali, Fernandez, West Ham, and Gerard Bowen as well. Now, Gerard Bowen, I want to start there, is also linked to Manchester United. and he's linked to a few clubs. Fernandes, Tottenham are looking to go in for him. Tonali, we have spoken to the player. I think we haven't. I'm waiting for an update on that. Have we spoken to the club? The club. They're looking for around 85 million plus add-ons for Tonali. Why is that not going there? There we go. Okay.
My apologies. I think that was me doing that.
No, it's okay. And then we got New Green. Where do you want to start on the possible incomings?
I mean, let's start at the probably one that's most advanced at the moment, and that is the Sandro Tonali deal.
Yeah.
Personal terms agreed with the player. Already agreed with the player. Quite happy with the contract. And it's just a case of hashing out a transfer fee with Newcastle. Like I updated you, I think it was yesterday. I sent yesterday.
Yeah, I've got an update here. These are sort of just rumours at the moment. Just to quickly read you on to that, James, what you said. These are rumours that we've got for the people that we use. So there's 3 more. The one to make 3 more signings after Tonali and Savinho deals. Now on them 2, I just want to go back a little bit. Where does it go? I can't find where's the. So Savinho and Tonali probably will get done. They are targeting another centre mid, probably Fernandes from West Ham, Benjamin Negrin from Celtic, and Nathan De Cat from Anderlecht. Now, there is 2 other clubs after De Cat as well, James. As we know. Where I do want to go on this is the striker possibility, because we got told here at least 1 possible, but 2 strikers possible targets is Vacevic of Juventus and a certain Harry Kane from Bayern Munich. Now, I want to Harry Kane bit.
Yeah.
What is the likelihood of him coming back to Spurs? I don't see it personally. I think he'll stay in Germany, but am I right to say he stalled on contract talks with Bayern Munich?
Yes. For an extension to his contract, he wants to come back to the Premier League. He wants to smash the all-time Premier League goal-scoring record. He's so close behind Shearer. He wants that record. He's got silverware now. That was the thing, wasn't it? It was always that Harry Kane is going to be the best ever Premier League goal scorer, but's never won anything. He has won stuff now. So I think a return. Is it the fairy tale? Probably it is the fairy tale. I would probably give it as this summer. I would probably say 70-30, like 70-30 as unlikely to happen this summer.
Yeah.
So 70% he'll stay in Munich, 30% thinks he will
come to
return.
Spurs. Yeah.
If not Spurs, another Premier League team.
Do you think he will go to another Premier League side, though? Do you really think he would do that?
No. I mean, there was talk Arsenal wanted him, and he would never do that. I mean, there is he who shall not be named who did it to us.
Yeah.
Harry Kane would not do that. His legacy with Tottenham would be absolutely destroyed. If are you moving that about, by the way?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
It just caught my eye bouncing around the screen.
So it can actually get the both on.
Yeah. Yes, Philip, we do, by the way. We do have first refusal on Harry.
Yeah.
So, look, mm, I can't see it happening. I can see the Vlahovic deal happening.
Because that's a free, isn't it? That's a free transfer.
Yes, yes, it is. Yeah, yeah, it is. It'd be completely free transfer. And given on what I've been told with regards to that is, if we get Vlahovic over the line as a free transfer, then
Yeah.
they would look to invest on a secondary striker. That's going to cost some money. Because the De Zerbi does not have any faith in Solanke or Richarlison.
And that's
Um,
interesting. Just to quote on that, James, that's interesting because it was very plain at the end of last season he didn't have much faith in them, did they? He didn't have much
yes,
faith in them. Nor Morani either.
no,
The only thing that worries me about Vlahovic, right, is he may be a good striker, but if we're going to sign him on a free, I would sign him on a 1-year deal with an option of a further 2 to see if he can cut it in the Premier League. There's no point buying a player and giving him a good wage and a good signing on bonus and whatever, and he doesn't convert to the Premier League. Then you're stuck with a player you cannot get rid of. I
But
think
do you think a year would be enough though?
I think it would.
Realistically thought, I mean, if you, what would be good enough? What would be a good goal tally for you then? If Vlahovic comes in, what would be a good if you give him that deal that you said? If Spurs give him that deal, a one year with an optional 2, what would be a good goal amount for you to say, okay, we'll keep him?
20-25 goals.
That's a lot, just in the Premier League or season goals?
Season goals across everywhere.
Across all competitions.
Across all competitions. If you think about it,
I would probably say, yeah, 2025 is not unrealistic for a striker of Vlahovic's ability. I would probably drop it just a little bit. I agree with Jess. I think 12.
Yeah.
12
in the Prem.
12 to 15 in the Prem, and maybe 5 in sort of a cup games. Because he's probably if he becomes your number 1 striker, you're probably not going to play him in the Carabao Cup. You're going to probably play your backup.
Yeah,
You're going to probably not play him in the beginnings of the FA Cup, depending on who you draw. So last stages of the FA Cup, sort of from fifth round onwards. So I would probably say, yeah, maybe pick up another 5. So I would probably say for me, 18 plus, anything over 18 plus. Given the deal that you're saying, I would be happy with 18 plus across all.
I tell you why I said 2025, because if you think you've got Porro on one side, you've got Robinson on the left, right? Crossing in, banging him in, and then you've got what's his name on the right?
You've got, it could be Kudus, could be Kulusevski.
I couldn't think of his name. Kudus on the right. You've got Madders in the middle, and you probably could play Kulu on the left. He could fit in that position, or you buy a Somerville or a Savinho.
Yeah.
So you put them on the left. I think that's the striker's dream, because how much ammunition are they going to give you? And also, if Enoch want the fans off their back permanently, wouldn't you pull out all the stops to bring Harry Kane back? Imagine if they brought Harry Kane back.
Absolutely.
How much pressure would that take off the board? Do you know, all the owners?
It's the fairy tale, isn't it? It's like I said, it's the
Yeah.
fairy tale. It's for prodigal son returns.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I could quite comfortably see Harry Kane and Vlahovic rotating. I'd love to see that. In fact, that'd be like a dream partnership.
How ironic, this is just how ironic, James, would it be that he left for 4 games to go before the Brentford game? How ironic would
Yeah,
it be that he'd come back 4 days before the Brentford game? How ironic would
that'd be
that
quite.
be?
Yeah, it'd be very, 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 very coincidental. And yeah, it'd be funny as anything. It'd be like he left just before the Brentford game, but he come back just before the Brentford game.
It'd be a little bit of
Um,
Dallas. I don't know if people remember Dallas back when I was a kid, but finding Bobby in the shower and the last season being a whole dream. Like it's anyone of
yeah,
my age remembers that. Knows what I'm talking about. What else have we got? We've got Vadovic is 26. He seems to be around forever. Also depends on how the wing spots were. We talked about that.
yeah.
There is Monaco's player as well.
Oh, Magnus Alikuche.
Yeah, that we're looking at him. It's the Nagrin from Celtic and Nathan Decat from Anderlecht.
Yes.
The Scottish League is very different to the Premier League. It's a different. The Scottish League is. I think it's got better because of last season with Hearts going them all the way. Where are you on players coming down from Celtic and Rangers to the Premier League? Do you think they can cope with it?
It depends on how well they've done in the Scottish Premiership. If they've completely decimated it, like without them looking like they're breaking a sweat, then I think they would probably survive the English Premiership. But I'm unsure on this guy. To be fair, I know he's good. I haven't seen that much on him. I haven't seen him play. I just don't think he's good enough for the Premiership.
No, I don't. I don't think he would be. And also, you take it, and this Decat, I think is, if I'm right, is only a 19-year-old. So he's
17.
very 17. So you're looking at him being a squad player, if anything. We know we've got money to spend. We know we've got a lot of money to spend. We can spend anything up to 400 million.
Yeah.
Because of this loophole in the
financial fair play.
We won't be. Can you sort of explain that a bit more to people that haven't heard it before, what it means for us financially when it comes to the summer window?
So your financial fair play is basically taken over your earnings, your percentage of profit loss, your wages, and it is constantly on I want to say 3-year rolling period. So for Spurs is our profit over the last our profit margins over the last 3 years have pushed close to 500 million every season. Less away what we've paid out in transfers and loan fees and installments that we owe out and everything like that. Taking that to one side, that left Spurs on average around about 200 million per season. So if those projections stay where they are of 200 million, and given the fact that as wage structure is changing, players are leaving, new players are coming in, wages increase, decrease, and have nots and whatnots. It gave Spurs this summer around about 400 to 600 million, given the 200 million pound profit that we had over the last 3 seasons. So 200 million. So we're going into a 26-27 season. So the 25-26 season, we had 200 million to play with. The 24-25, 200 million. The 23-24, 200 million. And we never actually spent what we never spent that money. That money just sort of sat there, and everything um, that we that we that we spent was always sort of covered by player sales. I mean, you look at the summer window of last year, um, even including the January window, because you've got to cover both windows. You can't. It's not just purely summer. You got to look at the Januaries as well. The players sold to the players bought. We pretty much broke even on both windows. So we were never dipping into what was available to us. And people will think that the board are like being massively like affluent with the money. We've just got to be careful not to stretch ourselves too thin. So then we're not like next summer when we think, okay, all right, we're a spending club now. Finally, we're spending money, but we spend it all in one season, and we've got to then sort of get the dribs and drabs again. So I would expect anywhere from 250 to 350 million being spent this summer, with about 100 million kept back for the January window. I mean, that's not including player sales. So if you do the sell the likes of Romero, Richie, Vicario, um, plus loan fees for some of the academy prospects or some of the players that we don't have or want around the first team this year, and we're capable of getting loan fees. Um, we then have there you are.
Sorry.
Um,
That's why I disappeared to. I had to go unplug it and plug it back into a different socket on my PC. Sorry. Technology.
We have I've lost my train of thought now. You're coming back, Dermo. It's good that my train of thought.
There we go. Well, that might explain better for what you're trying to explain there. That is the transfer spending over the last sort of 10 years.
Yes.
So I should have put this up, but that if you look at that, James, right, we forget the year we didn't spend any for 3 windows, but if you look at that, that's 229 million. This season, we can spend that and a bit more, but we're not going to get to in any trouble with FFP, are we?
No, we're not. I mean, we could, like I say, 250 to 350 million. I mean, you could, like I say, you could add another 200 million onto that.
Yeah.
So the 250, you could add another 200 million onto that. Spurs could spend 450 million in this window alone and still not be in trouble with financial fair play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Philip's right. We lost 95 million in 2025, but that 95 million that we lost in 2025, if you offset it against the profit from the 2024, the 2023 season, it wipes it out. Which is why I say you've got to look at it on the average rather than taking one window at a time and go and saying, okay, well, we spent that season, so we spent that season, and we spent that season. You, we lost that much, but you've got to look at it as the bigger picture, as the whole.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I get you. I think it makes sense as well. And I think a lot of people don't realize, because there's a loophole and somehow that it's not about the money we've spent. We've always spent money. It's about the wages. We don't pay
Yes.
wages. And that's what's got to improve. That's what's
Yeah.
got to come up. And I think that's going to be very telling who we buy and who we don't buy, because if you get the likes of a Tonali in, if you get the likes of I know Marcus Rashford, his buyout clause is 40 million. And you're paying these 250, 220, 250, giving Mickey van der Ven a bit more of an extra in his wages. And then you start selling, right? You keep the core of your team. Then you start selling, as Jessica says, Vicario for 20, Romero 45, 45 for Luca, 25 for Sarr. Odegaard, I don't think he's going anywhere, because I think nobody will buy. He won't be back until probably the new year, same as Xavi. Richie for 20. That's roughly around 160 million. Plus then whatever. The owners really have to back De Zerbi this summer. Really do, James. And as you say, it does show the owners do spend. It's just A, they don't spend well, and B, they don't pay the wages. And that's been the biggest problem.
I don't think it's not a case of spending well. I think it's and I wanted to touch on this, and I'm glad you've said that, because it kind of ties into what I was going to bring up. Is there was our ex-chairman, when Spurs announced the Van Hecke deal, he decided that he was gonna throw his 2 pence into the mix and say that is a deal that would never have got done if he was still in charge. He says Spurs have overpaid, and that is exactly, it does tell you all you need to know, because if it weren't Daniel Levy's valuation, then it didn't matter. He would get a valuation in his head. He would not budge from that price, and that cost us players time and time and time again. So for him to come out and turn around and say, "Oh yeah, that kind of deal wouldn't be done if I was still in charge." Well, yeah, and that's why Spurs always were held back, Daniel. Because you held us back by not. So, and I'll be honest, I was scrolling through TikTok last night, and a video came up on my feed, and it was some random Arsenal fan saying that we'd completely overpaid for Van Hecke. And I'm like, and to be honest, I looked at the comments, and 99% of the comments must have been made by, well, no, I won't go 99%. I'd probably say 90% of the comments were probably made by Spurs fans. And the other probably 8% were made by the neutrals, and 2% were Arsenal fans who sort of sided with him and said, he's Spurs trying to be big boys again. And the other neutrals were like, you can't diss Spurs for spending 52 million on probably one of the best centre backs in the Premier League last year for progressive passes and everything like that. And literally most of the Spurs fans' comments were all about the money that they wasted on players.
Yeah,
And I just was just like, hang on a second, this is a team that spent 70 million on Madueke, and I'm like, are you mad? And what did they spend on Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City?
yeah, a
You know
lot.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I
it's
get it.
like,
I get it.
and you
I do.
criticise us for saying we're wasting 52 million. You're
I
mad.
do. Get it. Philip, I am going to talk about that in a minute. I've got up on my other phone, on my phone, so I am going to talk about it. And big up to Tom Kingham as well. Look, just to wrap up the show, James. Just to so we're going to tie up it into a nice little bow. I'm going to give it to the subscribers as something of pure class. This stream was, because the main man was back. The main transfer guru was back. There is a new man in town at Tottenham, and Philip did
Yes.
bring it here. A new guy called Carlos Moson. Now, apparently, he's the man behind all these quick transfers. He's the man that
Yes.
he also did the. He's also done. Let me get it right. He's the director of football operations at Tottenham Hotspur. His arrival concludes with the fast work in market for Tottenham as they tie up transfers for Andy Robinson and Marco Sensini, then the 52 million deal for Van Hecken. Also, the new contracts for Pedro Porro and Ben Davis.
Yeah.
Just we will talk more about this as this window goes on. We'll probably do a show in this or a pre-record on this, guys. For you, me and James will. But Johan Lang, do you think there will be an announcement in the next week or so, or in the next couple of weeks, or maybe the next month, that he's been demoted to youth and doing what the youth side of the club? Or do you think there might be something out that he's no longer at the football club? Where's your inkling going on that? I think they might demote him. But he's not in charge of this window. That is for sure.
No, he's certainly not. I think probably I don't think he will become a. I think that basically what he will do is he will become what his actual job title is, a technical director. And what he will do is he will be the sort of go-between. And I don't really know why we'd need one between the director of football, whoever that's going to be, and
Yeah.
Carlos Moson's role as head of football and operations. I think the director of football and the technical director will sit underneath the Carlos's position, and Carlos will be saying, right, okay, you go out and you find me these kinds of players. Let me have a look at them. Let me stop thinking, and he'll then liaise with the manager, because that's another thing as well. Is De Zerbi is a very much wanted hands-on with these transfers.
Yeah.
The majority of these transfers that have been done, the Andy Robertson, the Sensi deal, the Savinio deal. Yes, I know we were in for Savinio last year as well. The Tonali deal, the Vlahovic and Hurricane deal. De Zerbi is driving these. He's going to this board and saying, these are the players. If we are serious about next season, if we are serious about returning and trying to put ourselves back up there, these are the players I need.
Yeah.
And he's really, really driving it. And whereas other coaches that we've had have sort of they had the roadblock of Daniel Levy in the way. And I'm going to be honest, that was a big roadblock. You look at
Oh,
when
it
we had
was.
Pochettino. You look at when we had Pochettino, we didn't spend anything. Daniel Levy. What would Daniel Levy? Because you can't tell me Pochettino didn't go to Daniel Levy and say, right, if we are ready to take the next step, if we're ready to take the next step, these are the
But
players that we need to be looking at.
I just want to counter that argument very quickly. But it's easy to blame somebody that isn't here anymore. And it's easy for Enoch.
I'm not blaming.
No, hang on. Just let me
him.
for the point I'm making is for Enoch, that'd be a godsend to them because we can blame Levy for everything.
Yeah.
Enoch also are responsible for that window with no signings because either Daniel Levy had carte blanche on running the football club, or that directive came from Oman Lewis. We will never know. We will never know fully what it is. So, for the owner's point of view, this is like it's easy for them and it's a dream for them scenario. We can blame Levy. Like Vinay's already come out and blamed the Levy. And, don't look at us, but look at him. Don't look at Bob, but look at Harry. He's the one that built the house badly, not me. I'm not the one that did all the fitting and did the electrics. Blame Harry. I think I do believe, right, and this is just my view, James. I do believe that Enoch has much to blame for the failures of Tottenham as well as Daniel Levy. I think the two of them do go hand in hand. And now you see they got the shock of their life last year. And now they're thinking, shit, what do we do? Now, I haven't seen the article from Give Me Sport. I will look it up and get back to you. Has anyone seen the article from Give Me Sport tonight stating Tonali would rather join Arsenal if he had a preference? Anyone seen this? I haven't had an update for a few days. I'm still waiting for an update on the Tonali deal. Personally, I still think he comes to Tottenham. Personally. But that's just me preference. James, we'll end off on this. Where's your gut telling you about Tonali?
I think he'll probably. I'm 60% confident he'll come to Spurs. And 40%. I mean, I think he's going to come to Spurs. I mean, look, I'm just looking through some of the news articles that I read and and some of the thingy. And there's a news article from the Spurs web that says Manchester City are increasingly confident of beating Tottenham to Sandro Tonali. So it's like, okay, fair enough. And listen, guys, I don't want to tell you not to read news articles and that we all read news articles, but be very careful on certain news articles because a lot of them are clickbait. They are there to get you to get clicks, to get you to read their article, and because you click on it, we read it. There's ads on there, and that's how they make their revenue. I mean, I've just read something, right, and I have good information with somebody who works within the club and knows what's going off transfer wise. And it says Arsenal and Tottenham made strong attempts to convince winger Aurelian Gurnia to join, but lost out to AC Milan from Birmingham City. Never heard this kid's name. Never heard his name. Never was even. I never even heard of. Never even heard that we were even looking at him. So just be careful of everything that you read, guys. And just remember, we are the number one for breaking news when it comes to
Yeah.
Tottenham
Yes,
transfers.
we are. And we're going to leave it there. Thank you all for watching. James, do you want to plug our gaming channel? Because we do have one. I will be doing more on it. We
We
both
do.
will. We do.
Yes,
Um,
I am. I
I,
now I'm starting to get myself back into getting on shows and things like that. Yes, Philip. File under B for bullshit. Yeah. Um,
yeah.
yeah. Our gaming channel, Dermo, Old Boys Gaming. What
Mm.
you've been playing recently? You've been playing the
Um,
Batman Lego, is it?
no, I've been doing a lot of F1 Manager and Football Manager. Um,
Yes, F1 Manager and
I
Football
took
Manager.
Scott out of their World Cup group. I took them to the round of 16, round of 32. So I've done it before
Nice.
Steve Clark, like he's going to do it tonight. I've done it before him. So he's proceeding in my greatness of taking Scotland out of the World Cup group. Did they thank me for it? No. And I resigned straight after the World Cup, handed my resignation. That was it. Thank you very much.
I'm
Done what
done.
I set
Thank you
out
very
to
much.
do. Still waiting for the statue in Glasgow, but that will never come. Yeah, doing that and a bit of F1 Manager as well. But we're doing that, and also you're going to do some. We're going to do some joint Football Manager as well in the coming season.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to have, and also we're going to have a bit of a competition. We're going to get the wheel. We're going to spin it. We'll both be given two separate clubs. Who we're going to do a whole season against each other. Who wins the most trophies at that club over a 3-season period? So yeah, look out for that. That's going to be a bit of fun doing it as well. But apart from that, James, thank you all for cool. Yeah. I'll do a Man City. It seems to work for them, so I'm going to do a Man City and win everything.
Hey, listen, you can do a Man City all you want. If you do a Man City, right, yeah, I will let you be Man City. Right? I will let you be Man City as long as I'm Tottenham. I will beat you.
Yeah,
Because given I'm going to send you. No, in fact, I'm not. If we're doing this, you're not having it. My tactic that I've built on Football Manager, but I'm currently playing, by the way. I've actually got 2 saves going at the moment. I'm doing a youth only save. Now, this is hard. I'm doing it with Schalke. I am rebuilding the fallen German giants, Schalke. Youth only. No transfers. Only players I'm allowed to play or sign, so to speak, are players coming through my youth intakes. And I'm going to try and take them back to greatness. And my Spurs save that I've been going for a couple of years, and the team I've built is phenomenal. Returning of Harry Kane to Tottenham, although I did sign him when he had a broken shoulder and he's literally just played his first game for me, but he did score 3 against Everton.
There you go. Just to let you guys, there was a watch along due for tonight, Scotland against Morocco. Because of my camera issues, I don't want to do the stream and then have to black my camera out. Then you won't be able to see the scoreboard or anything. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of the tech work to find out why it's happening. But there is one tomorrow night, Uruguay against Cape Verde, because of the Irish link as well, because of the Irish player playing for Cape Verde. So we are going to do that tomorrow night. There will be more watch-alongs as the World Cup goes on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to work out my tech issues. I'm going to sit the second half of the USA game, watch the Scotland game, and then tomorrow there will be a watch-along tomorrow night. So do join me for that. If you are wondering what to watch, do go over to JSY Talks Football. Join the girls over there if you can. I'm doing this as a redirect to over there. So put in THFC Raid if you can. Join them because I know they are covering the Scotland game. They're doing the US game. They're covering the Scotland game as well. But we will be back with our first World Cup watch along tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, James, thank you all for joining me again. It's been great having you on, bud. Your transfer guru has returned. The Fabrizio Romano of THFC. That's what you are now. You're the Fabrizio Romano. You need your own
far better
YouTube.
looking.
Yeah. I know your X didn't work tonight on the stream, but where can people find you? Do you want to plug your X channel very quickly?
Yeah, you can pick me up on X at THFC James. I'm there, here, gaming channel, a bit of everywhere. I want to start to get myself back into this YouTube life. But yeah, mainly on here, mainly going to be on the gaming channel. But if you want to hit a follow on my X, by all means do. I will be linking it into our show, so you'll be able to pick up the lives, you'll be able to pick up transfer news. Anything I get that's breaking will go on there first with Dermo. I'll be sending it to Dermo. Dermo will be breaking it as it goes on my X. So yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I'll sort that out for you after the stream. I'll tell you what you need to do, and then we'll sort that out. But guys, thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. For the anything breaks tomorrow, I'll break it tomorrow. Of course I will. But I will be back on tomorrow night with a watch along. Uruguay versus Cape Verde. Join me that at 10:45. But guys, enjoy the Scotland game tonight. I'm sorry I'm not doing it, but as you can see during the stream, my camera has been playing. I need to know why. And it's a new camera as well, so I have to swap it out with the old one. I will do, but it's wouldn't fair on you if my camera went, and there's no scoreboard or anything, so it's not fair on you guys. So we'd like to do things professional on this channel. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow, and come on, you Spurs. Where is it?